The 49ers sign a gunslinger. Let's dig into it. So, welcome to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. I'm your host, D. Today, we are talking about the 49ers signing quarterback Josh Dobbs. But before we dig into that, be sure to hit that like button, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to drop some comments below. Let me know your thoughts. So, the San Francisco 49ers have come to an agreement with quarterback Josh Dobbs. It's a one-year deal worth $2 million and $2.25 million with an extra incentives of I think $750K based on playing time. And I'm going to be honest with you, I love this move. I think this is an elite John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan move here. If any team understands the need for a quality backup quarterback, it is the San Francisco 49ers. We know that 2 years ago in the playoffs, they just didn't have one. We know that last year they paid top dollar for an elite backup quarterback in Sam Darnold. And even though they could have more than likely shopped around Sam Darnold, they felt like, hey, you know what? With everybody's quarterbacks going down, we're going to go ahead and keep this guy because what if something happens to Brock Purdy? And realistically, I felt like there were times that Sam Darnold should have stepped in for Brock Purdy, especially coming off of concussions. So, I feel like they should have pulled the trigger on that. We could have at least got one Sam Darnold start out of it, but all good. Now, moving forward into this one, I like this move. We've seen Josh Dobbs step in for Kyler Murray at the start of the season with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not going to lie, he actually looked really good. And then he gets traded over to the Minnesota Vikings. Can you take me higher? Steps into that role. Actually did really well for a couple of weeks. But of course, consistency is the difference between NFL starting quarterbacks and backups. And the longer that we've seen Josh Dobbs in the starting role and defenses get a hold of what he was doing, the less that we've seen him be effective. I think that's the case for guys just in the NFL in general. The longer that you're in there, the more playing time that you have, the more that defenses can really game plan around you. But in short stints, we did see flashes of this guy is really talented. He is a vet. I think he's now 29 years old. He's been in the league a long time. He knows what it takes to be a backup. And I feel comfortable with him stepping in if needed in 1 or 2 games and getting a win for the San Francisco 49ers. And I think he's a guy who has a lot of natural talent, natural ability. It would be fun to see him. I'm actually looking forward to him playing in the preseason games under the Shanahan offense. I think he'd do really well. Obviously, we don't want him starting for extended periods because that means something happened to Brock Purdy. But for a 1 or 2 game stint, more than comfortable with Josh Dobbs stepping in and getting a dub for the San Francisco 49ers. And I think it was really cheap too. And I think moving on, I don't see them trading him because we've seen last year with Sam Darnold, they weren't willing to give up a backup quarterback for a certain price. Maybe if a team gets desperate enough, they know that Josh Dobbs is a starting caliber quarterback for a few games. They start to, hey, you know what? Our quarterback went down. We need a guy. Can you please help us out? Sure. Maybe for a 3rd round pick, we'll do it. But we've seen that the 49ers really do value the backup quarterback position. So it would probably take a lot in asking price to lure away Josh Dobbs. But I love this pick. I love this pickup. I'm surprised that he lasted this long in free agency. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the pod. All right. Later.